Yeah, man, my bad. Had to make a little setting change right quick. Mosquito going kind of ham outside, man. But yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, for real. Back to what Christ was saying about the devil being in extreme mode of ignorance. Basically, how he says, "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge," and our American government is a system and is an entity, is a fixed entity that is bent on keeping people with a fixed lack of knowledge, as a matter of fact, with a fixed lack of knowledge, and adjusting this lack of knowledge, and causing responses with each other based on this lack of knowledge, and a fixed perception, as I always talk about, and basically as a result of social engineering, and how the Bible defines Satan as the father of lies. America is the father of lies and the father of this backwardness that I'm talking about. Just in the same manner of how I say, we call ourselves the country of the land of the free, land of the free, and we're supposed to be the freest country in the world, but we have the highest incarceration rate on the planet. How can you be the country of the free and you got the highest incarceration rate on the planet at the same time? These types of things, and the blasphemy. Just how back when I was in elementary school, they took God out of school. They called to take God out of school when I was in elementary school. And with taking out the Pledge of Allegiance and all that. And as soon as 9/11 happens, everybody run around talking about God bless America. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of blasphemy, and this is the father of lies, and this is the main devil. And I'm talking about the devil being in extreme mode of ignorance. How Jesus is saying that my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Basically, my people are destroyed for an extreme ignorance. And let us understand that ignorance is not such a bad thing. Ignorance is just not knowing. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance is just not knowing. We all are ignorant to a degree. We all are ignorant to a certain degree to everything. You know what I'm saying? But the greatest knowledge is the one that understands that ignorance, that knows that ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And these are the types of things that we have been locked into. An extreme mode of ignorance. And it's an ignorance with finesse in power, and ultimately the devil is something that is an enemy of knowledge and wisdom. If Christ describes his people of being destroyed for a lack of knowledge, then the devil must be an enemy of knowledge, right? The devil must be an enemy of knowledge and wisdom, an arch enemy of knowledge and wisdom. He must keep you from knowledge and wisdom. You understand? So these are the types of things that we have to, these are the characteristics that ultimately make up the devil, and ultimately, show a side of us, ultimately expose a side of us that may be ignorant to certain things, and xenophobic, and there's no room for, we have to have love for all cultures. We're all brothers and sisters, and it all comes together. And truth be told, like me and my partner was saying, that's another thing, that the spirit versus the flesh. How I was saying, that's ultimately, and how you are the devil. You take the place of the devil. The devil is this extreme mode of ignorance that manifests itself spiritually and then incarnates physically, which ultimately becomes the devil. Just as one who knows, becomes one, and this manifests spiritually, and this manifests physically, carnates to God. These are the types of things that we have to start understanding. And knowing is ultimately, knowing is not just knowing how. Knowing, the epitome of knowing is knowing what you don't know. The epitome of knowing is knowing what you don't know. Just as in the darkness, the darkness being the greatest some of the greatest parts of your life. In Isaiah 45, in Isaiah chapter 45, I believe it's verse 3. I have to look at it again. Let's open up our Bible right quick. Let me show you something about the darkness, because all this ties in together about who is the devil. You is the devil. And you just ain't reading. A lot of us ain't. Most of us just ain't damn reading. Isaiah chapter 45, man. Just so you could show your people. Isaiah chapter 45. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 3. I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that you may know that I, the Lord, who call you by your name, am the God of Israel. Okay, I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that you may know that I, the Lord, who call you by your name, am the God of Israel. I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places. Now that's a great, because it says the treasures of dark. This is my first Bible, actually, which I'm fortunate enough, and the Spirit is so awesome enough that black people are on it. You know what I'm saying? My first Bible ever. But yeah, I give you the treasures of darkness in Isaiah 45. I give you the treasures of darkness hidden in secret places, which really perfectly describes what you see in these movies when you have Indiana Jones, going into Egypt, stealing shit, taking from us, going into ancient Kemet, stealing our shit, taken from us. When you have Laura Croft in Tomb Raider, the bitch name is Tomb Raider, for Christ's sakes. You know what I'm saying? Going to these hidden secret places, just like the Bible's saying, the treasures of darkness. I will give you the treasures of darkness, and who else? The Mummy, just like in the Mummy, they going to Egypt. Where are they going to Egypt? Hell, come on, I will give you the treasures of darkness, and ultimately the darkness being the greatest part of our lives. Like I was saying earlier, it's about polarities, and in your trials and tribulations, just like how I was saying earlier in the first part, how your trials and tribulations ultimately breed your success. Your failures ultimately breed your success. And you don't really learn anything when you win. You learn most when you take a loss. You learn most when you lose. You learn most by fire. However you want to call it. And ultimately, there would be no light. The light is a product of the darkness. The light that you bring to people is a product of the dark times that you've been through. If I'm making any sense to, people out there, which I'm pretty sure I should be, and you have to look, as I say, the spirit versus the flesh, as I was also saying in the first part. This is the introduction of the battle between so-called God and the devil. The spirit versus the flesh. You versus yourself. However you want to say it. Man versus himself. That's the real battle of God and the devil. And so many people characterize the devil, but they're really challenged by God in so many times. If we really read the Bible, the devil damn near like God's homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Joel is a perfect example of that. It's damn near like, it's almost like the devil's smarter than God type shit. You know what I'm saying? And because in Joel,